what a long break this has been. And I don't even know if it's a break. I don't know if it's a revamp, a rebrand. I have a wireless microphone. I don't even know how the quality is. Somebody once said to me, like a couple weeks ago, because I kept losing my voice because of allergies in New Jersey and just this winter taking me out and other things that we'll talk about. Somebody said, Nicole, you sound different. And I said, I do. And they're like, yeah, it's like you like lost your voice. And I said, wait, what do you mean I lost my voice? Like it's always raspy. I always have like a very distinctive voice. Well, she's like, no, you like lost your voice. Like I don't hear you talking behind the camera anymore. I don't hear you on your podcast posting like the clips how you used to post them. And I just don't like hear you. You've lost your voice. My voice meaning my intention to speak and to share and to keep things fairly relatable. So it really hit me. And I said, I definitely wanted to get back to my why and why I'm here, why I'm doing this. And it's only been that long, but it feels like it's been longer. And without further ado, I will call this Hairly Relatable, the reboot, the revamp, and it will be season 2. But yeah, I'm going to definitely take into consideration that hairstylists this winter here in New Jersey, it was rough. It completely took me out. And like myself, who like lives in climates that have seasons, I know people should say like, oh, what does she know about cold weather? Well, I don't want to know about cold weather. I don't want to know about it because my body does not react well to that at all. So that was half of it. I would want to say maybe like October, when Hairly Relatable came into its second season, is when things like started kind of like overdoing it for myself and for my body, crashing and burning. And this could have been like considered one of the biggest burnouts I've ever had, but like extremely high functioning because I've just been behind the chair working and focusing on my family, which sometimes I have to do once in a while. But there's also a lot of good that came out of it because I've taken up a new hobby, and we'll get into that as well. And I also I'm healing. I'm healing my voice. I'm healing my body, and I'm healing the intentions that I've set out for to do on this podcast. So maybe it sounds different. Maybe it looks different. Maybe this is the new aura, the new revamp. But there's so many mornings too that I said I want to record a podcast. I have time, and like what happens, time doesn't exist in my world sometimes, and I would be sitting here doing something else, and all of a sudden it's like, well, now I have to get ready to go to work, or then my routines have just been thrown off. So I want to know too, like relatability, how many people struggle with that. And it's the concept of just like having no time to do anything because so many things take so much longer now, especially when it's cold out. So now that it's the summer months here and the sun is definitely out, we have our fair share of shady gray weather here. But for the most part, it's like I come alive, like the people around me come alive. There's more to do, there's more to get outside. And it's just to like nourish your mind, body, and soul with just not being inside all the time. So I really think that that also takes a toll on beauty industry people alike. So whether it be supplements, whether it be the gym or whatever hobbies, it's not always enough. And how lucky am I that I have a really great support system and I have really great people around me and really great clients and a supportive establishment that I work in that enables me to kind of take that time that I need in between to reset, restructure, and refocus all of my intentions and my energy onto the things that really matter. So with that said too, I feel like I've been pouring into other people's cups, and we're not just talking about my clients, because I obviously will always show up for them because that's my job, but it's also finding different things to occupy my time. I felt like I've had all this energy, and energy meaning like internalized, and also the want to do things. And that is a driving force, because otherwise, our asses would be on the couch all day watching TV, not going to work. So if you are a working professional who's getting up every day doing the same thing, so more power to you, because this is also like contributing to a burnout. So it's been, it was overcompensation from, like, I guess my brain wanting to do and my body saying, nah, girl, you ain't going to do that right now. And along the journeys of that, teaching a dance class, my body started completely shutting down. Well, turns out I have an autoimmune disease. So being the entrepreneur of knowledge that I am, started deep diving on hairstylists and autoimmune diseases. And like, it was just mind blowing to see how many, first of all, people are talking about this. Second of all, like the demand that warrants our systems doing what we do, and not just hairstylists and beauty industry. If you're an esthetician, nail tech, lash tech, and you're working the amount of clients, in a day that can constitute this level of what we're achieving here, which is, fully booked in the hustle and, the hustle culture. Why are hairstylists and beauty industry people susceptible to autoimmune now? Which autoimmune do I have? This is a wild one. So when I finally had gone to the doctor, I've been diagnosed with Raynaud's syndrome. Some people say Raynaud's syndrome, but these flare-ups are completely like generated from stress. They can be generated from hot to cold intolerance. So when I started noticing that too was when I was shampooing my clients, and my hands would go numb, and water, and I'd be at the chair with them, and then I have to cut hair now, and I have to be present, and all I could think about is like my hands turning numb and trying to get through this and struggling to get through this because it actually hurts. So when you regain the feeling back from your hands going numb, it's almost like like you put your hand in boiling water. It hurts. So going through that all winter, I would just come home. I wouldn't leave because it was my body being susceptible to the hot and cold. And I don't know how I maintained going to my dance classes because of all of this. I was unable to teach dance class, but I really, really needed to get out and to stay on my routine of the things that make me happy. Otherwise, I would just turn into a ball of mashad here, and I would be on that couch. So it was a struggle, and that it also took so much energy, like every flare, and whether it be another autoimmune disease, because yes, we had blood work, and yes, it all came back normal. I'm also, not a spring chicken anymore, and I've spoke about that too. And as we approach this midlife perimenopause, a lot of Gen X hairstylists like myself are probably going through their hormonal changes. The 7 year was brutal. It was so brutal because my body changed and it did things that I couldn't even fathom, like what would happen, my energy levels, my brain fog. I couldn't make a sentence. And not only that, like, girlfriends always had like gray hair coming in. Okay, so yes, I do my roots, and I'm not embarrassed to say like, oh yeah, I need my roots done because that's what I do. It's my industry. It's what I work in. But now I'm struggling with another thing, like, okay, these dark circles under my eyes, I'm not getting enough sleep. So that way, like what my client said, you lost your voice. it really, really hit me because I feel like, damn, man, I'm losing everything. I'm losing bone density in my feet. Another story. So it's just, I've always taken care of myself, going to the gym, like I said, doing things that make me happy, sticking with my dance classes. It was just existential. Like, not feeling good it can really consume you. So with that said too, it's like the way that I thought I looked. And even though I am who I am, and I do a lot to maybe enhance my features or get my nails done, or like, again, I wear extensions still. But the fact of the matter is, when you feel like shit, you're not showing up for yourself. Like, you're not showing up for really much of anything or anyone, because you feel bad. You feel like you look bad. You feel like that is the lowest point of like your existence when you're sad. And I'm not being sad saying that we're sad or I was sad on a level where it was bad, but being your energy exerted when you're going through something like this. And I know that a lot of people do suffer from stuff like autoimmunes and stuff, that it really takes a toll and it takes a beating. And I've learned now at this point in my life just to say no, or to say I can't, or to not overextend myself anymore, because I physically and mentally cannot do it. So that was my first bout of understanding my body changing and my mind changing. So it's been a whirlwind. And then I started feeling a little bit better. And through this all, I'll talk about where my new hobby came from. So, of course, in addition to all like this dance that was always been a part of my life, that I hope people find there like a little outlet. I actually have been swinging a golf club. And for those of you who know, my son is also a tournament kid. He is still at it. He's still ranking in New Jersey. So, he's 11 now, which is insane too. So the demands of motherhood have just quadrupled because, I don't know if anybody has boys, but boys at 11 years old are incapable of a lot of things. They're just incapable. Like, I have to remind him to eat. Like, it's in front of him because he's hungry. And I'm like, eat. And maybe that's just the Italian mom in me too. But again, authentic to who I am, because I want to take care of everybody. And that goes also along with what I do in the salon, is like taking care of everybody, making sure everybody feels and looks beautiful. So it's an overabundance of emotion. It's an overabundance of detail. And that's what really, really festers and builds up when you're not releasing all of those internal dialogues of self-worth. Like, oh, I feel like garbage. Okay. Yeah. You're literally speaking it into the universe. Like, so when I did start to like kind of feel better, swinging the golf club really helped too, because it was a new challenge for me, and it was something that I felt like I was capable of doing. And it also helped me spend some more time with my family that I really appreciated. So it was where I needed to be too. And it's like, you can't bank sleep, you can't bank energy. Every day is a new day, especially now living with something like this, an autoimmune disease, where it basically controls your daily functioning. So when I was doing the show, I lost my voice. And yet again, right before April hit and I had my nice vacation that I look so forward to every year, I felt like shit again. So it was a whirlwind. I got really, really sick, probably the end of March into April. I still went and I rested, and I really did have a good vacation, and I'm thankful that I was able to get away at the right time, because the sun outside it was Caribbean island. Everyone knows I love, love, love the beach. So just spending that time and eating good food and limiting, you know, sugar and drinking, stuff like that has been my personal claim to fame. And it's not like I went out and partied and drank every night either, but it's the little bit that really can catch up. And especially the next day, being older now, man, those 2 glasses of wine, if you're going out to dinner, I feel that in the next morning. I feel that. I might wake up with these circles under my eyes. I may or may not have had a glass of red wine last night. And guess what? I feel like I can see it. But it, I'm not going to stop living. That's also like the idea of filling into everybody else's cup all the time. And it's like, if you realize that things aren't working out for you, doing other things for other people, I had to sit and say that maybe there's a reason why. And that's why I decided to revamp, come back on, be fairly relatable again, even though I've been putting out content and doing a lot of videos before and afters, and I've been doing a lot of makeovers. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful to be busy behind the chair because that's my job. But I feel like the extra was pouring into other people's ideas and their dreams. And it's like maybe the universe is saying to me, then don't chase anybody else's dream. And you need to be chasing your own. So I am definitely back on my fairly relatable journey. I have ideas that are still there that have never left. They're still my dreams. They're slow and steady, like this whole boss babe and entrepreneurship and burnout as a result is completely relatable because nobody wants the end result to be not being able to enjoy the things that make you happy. And we work so hard for those things. Like, again, I like laugh when my clients will say, like, I'll Venmo you because I say thanks. That goes right to my dance classes, and it's facts, it does. So without that, the world doesn't go around. And it's also taking care of our mental health too, it's everything. It's been a learning experience for me to navigate through, to know where I need to rest and how I need to rest. And it's an art. It's really an art. And I'm not, like I said, a couch person. So for me, sitting on the couch and relaxing isn't productive. However, my body genuinely needs it. So where I need to get back into doing the things that are more for me and filling in to my own cup isn't what I've always been doing behind the chair, because that's never changed. It's the extras. It's this ideas. It's taking what I've built here and making that bigger. And instead of just finding these little supplemental things to latch onto, it's like, hello, refocus and claim your own. So for anybody out there who is struggling with the idea of their own abilities to perform the things that they set out to do, this message is completely relatable for you. Keep going and learn from those instances where things don't align, because I do feel that it is a message, and I'm working so hard and so through it. It's like I know how to do that, and don't lose sight of that. Keep working, keep going, keep pushing through it, and it's the choices that you make, and as long as they're all positive with good intention choices, and nothing's malicious, then how are you not going to learn and grow from it? And it's not a failure. Saying like, I'm showing up today, I'm looking good. And it's okay to take rests. It's okay to take breaks. It's okay to try new things that don't align, that don't work out, because that's how we grow. I've never been like one of those people too that have said, oh, like I'm uncomfortable doing that. I'm the opposite. I want to be great at doing that. And I want to teach others to be great at doing that. So I don't want to wear this microphone because I talk too much with my hands and I'm probably going to knock it off. But I don't know. This era seems like a little softer, a little gentler, and also being a little bit more conservative of my energy and selective of the people who I share things with, and the extra endurance that it takes to like do my job. Some days I'm wiped out. And no, we still might use the bathroom after a full day of work. I still maybe eat a little bit here and there. We have some of the worst habits of any job, any profession, but it's okay because our job's not going to get replaced by AI. So, however this episode looks or feels, I'm going to go back and edit, and I'm going to put it out there because I have to restart back up somewhere. And I am definitely grateful, as always, for everybody. With the message that I have, and it's me things hairly relatable. I thank you. I will be here. I'm going to show up again, whether or not I have circles under my eyes, need my roots done, the nails are on fire, but I'm going to be showing up. And I don't know how different it's going to look, but it definitely feels different this time. So with that said, growth is scary, uncomfortable, and sometimes change is inevitable, but hairly relatable is not going anywhere. Everybody very soon. Be nice to each other. Follow, like, share, comment. Peace out.